When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. Manly Hall, 33-degree Freemason and Rosicrucian occultist.
Most people are blind to the deeper symbolism employed by those in global positions of power. This lack of awareness is not only due to insufficient discernment, but is also fueled by a psychological phenomenon similar to Stockholm syndrome. Even when confronted with undeniable facts, many continue to display loyalty to the very systems that oppresses them, defending a broken and chaotic structure. Their allegiance remains with corrupt world leaders who promise prosperity, peace, and safety despite the system's obvious failures. Ultimately, their survival seems tied to their captors, even as the environment around them collapses. And that is the reality. The entire ship is sinking, descending deep into the abyss. The agents of evil communicate their intentions openly, using symbols and numbers that are always in plain sight. Whether or not people perceive these messages, the orchestrators rely on the public's inability to understand. This allows them to bypass conscious reasoning and target the subconscious, leaving lasting impressions and completing their rituals. In this way, the world participates in these rituals unconsciously and without explicit consent. Time and again, major global events, such as the opening ceremonies of the Olympic, serve as examples, repeatedly functioning as elaborate rituals with dark undertones. The agenda behind these displays is no longer hidden, it is blatantly presented. The satanic symbolism that is occurring at the spiritual level is clearly being manifested into our physical world. The world is truly being influenced by a dark spiritual force as outlined in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 through 17.
For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places.
Observing the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics opening ceremony, there is a noticeable presence of what can be interpreted as demonic powers. These cosmic forces of darkness appear to permeate much, if not all, of the event. Their underlying aim is to usher in a global, unified artificial intelligence system portrayed as a beastly entity under the control of Lucifer. We can see this through the following clips that I reviewed after the ceremony took place. From the very get-go, the young girl looks through the 8-pointed crystal ball. Do you see the octagram? The octagram, also known as the Star of Ishtar or Astarte. This Babylonian goddess is often referred to as the Lightbringer, a title also attributed to Lucifer. When the octagram is depicted within a circle, it further symbolizes the sun god, suggesting that different names and symbols are used to venerate the same entity across various cultures. Another notable symbol present is that of the Knights of Malta, recognized by the Maltese cross. This emblem evokes connections to the Eightfold Paths in Buddhism and the Eight Immortals in Chinese tradition. Additionally, it resonates with the 8 trigrams of the I Ching, which are believed to bring transformation to practitioners. Across these traditions, the 8 points are commonly associated with the themes of rebirth and the beginning of a new spiritual journey. As we see, he even stated that they are
where we're looking to the future.
Everything occurring in this clip takes place at the center of what appears to be CERN, surrounded by the repeated depictions of the number 6. I do not want any of you to miss the following. The center box there has a woman inside the box. Do you see that? In esoteric and occultic traditions, the box symbolizes the human mind, the consciousness, and the body itself. A closed box represents the subconscious. To the alchemist, the box shown here serves as a symbolic vessel, a container in which transformation occurs. It represents the space where profound change and alchemical processes take place. Notice how all the other boxes are lit up, except that one. See how her box is dark. If you did not know, this represents she has not received enlightenment. Now look who appears inside the box. Everything from here on out is occurring within. Inside her. The fallen messenger is inside her. Do you understand this? Notice here, the fallen angel touches her upper shoulder blade area. Since this occurs at the center of the chest, it aligns with the heart chakra, which is believed to act as a bridge connecting the physical and spiritual realms. The opening of her heart chakra is significant. She is now able to receive. As they begin to dance, she covers her eye. This represents the 6th chakra, known as the ajna, commonly associated with the pineal gland, or the third eye. This is also referred to as the Eye of Horus. For a deeper exploration of this symbolism, refer to the video series titled The Man of Horus. Person receives the Kundalini. The experience is often described as the opening of their third eye. This event signifies a shift in consciousness, where the individual feels they have reached a higher state of awareness. They believe themselves to be enlightened and more self-aware, entering a realm beyond ordinary perception. In this process, the person becomes possessed, attaining what is referred to as the consciousness of Lucifer.
The group is a song called The Union of the Snake. This is about the Kundalini spirit rising, then breaks through the borderline, meaning opening up the third eye. The majority of people seem to forget that we are.
Her third eye is now open, because the box that was once dark is now lit up. Do you see this? And because she is now outside the box. She is no longer confined to the box, represented here as her consciousness. She is no longer limited by the boundaries of her previous consciousness. She is going through a profound transformation. This transformation is marked by a state called astral projection, where her consciousness separates from the physical body, allowing her to explore realms beyond the material.
You've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more, and now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter, nothing more. It's just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You think too little of yourself.
Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you!
Pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes.
That is what the endgame is all about. Opening the third eye. The Kundalini awakening. The union of the snake. Now see. She is literally dancing with the devil. And she is fully possessed by the serpent spirit. This possession leads to a union with the serpent spirit, symbolizing a complete spiritual awakening within her. She is becoming one with it. The union of the snake. Notice the graphene, the black goo on their heads? For further illustration, refer to the following scenes from previous videos.
Also, we see the black goo is spilled out of his head. Notice the puddle next to him? See the black goo is running through his arms, his head. In the series Stranger Things, when a person gets the black veins, that is sign that the person is under the control of the thing called Mind Flayer. That is a powerful shadowy entity from another dimension. The person receives the consciousness of this entity. Once fully possessed, the person will have supernatural powers. Method of revelation has been used across all aspects of entertainment. I've covered the obsession with the black goo in many of my videos. Movies such as Spider-Man, Venom, Matrix, Prometheus, Alien, and so many more, all showing how the entity of black goo will transform someone. No doubt, this is stranger than fiction. The black goo is a demon. Here look. Plasmons and demons in graphene. The black goo is a conductor, used with certain frequencies that will work with wireless signals. These frequencies are very low. Demons work at very low frequencies. Those who are connected to the big cloud in the sky are now emitting a lower frequency. They are vibrating at a different level. Lower frequencies are associated with negative feelings such as hate, anger, fear, guilt, depression, resentment, etc. The energy waves are demonic, as we see here. Here is another perfect example of them signaling the demon of black goo. She is sitting in a bathtub full of black goo. Then the demon manifests in the black goo. You cannot make this up. Right there, the third eye. See the demon on her back. And then the black goo, demon travels up the 33 vertebrae. Here we see her third eye being opened. Please watch my series called Man of Horus. She is now taken over by the demon. She is now connected, just like in the movie The Matrix. She is plugged into the Matrix. Her eyes go white, meaning she now has the consciousness of the beastly eye. Same as what was being depicted in Black Mirror. When they get connected to the system, their eyes go back in their head and then turn white. All about being connected to the meta. The sleeping giant, right inside the Eggman. Just waiting for the flip of the switch, when each gene will simultaneously turn from human to bird. Human to Bird, Perry's song E.T. It talks about an extraterrestrial entity from another dimension. It also has different DNA. This demon opens her eyes so she can see the light. That light is the consciousness of Lucifer. Once embraced, she will walk on a different wavelength. Just like those who are connected to the system, they are on a different wavelength. These people have been filled with the poison. They were taken by abduction through deception. Under the guise of entertainment, the diabolic agenda is in plain sight. Now do you understand why I've been warning everyone when they flip the switch, these people are going to change? Again, think if you will of Rwanda, but on steroids. I'm sorry to break this to you, but those who took the bait are not going to have any free will. They will be fully possessed with these demons. A hostile takeover. The great avalanche, the portal opened, where every unclean bird will make its nest. Just like Mr. Smith from The Matrix.
Me too.
In hindsight, we now see how it has always been hidden in plain sight. Just like the opening ritual in 1992, the Olympics in Barcelona. They showed us the end game. Operation War Seed. All right there, all the way down to the demonic birds. The birds to devour the seed of Yasharal. The fallen messengers going up and down Jacob's ladder, which is the D in A. The Pokey, the nanotech, the black goo, the Hydra vulgaris, the virus, the blue bloods, cutting the DNA. You can even see the metamorphism occur. Wow, it's all right here, folks. Then in 2012, they told us that this is for everyone.
And that is their end game. No more hiding it, no more concealing it. Behold, the transformation is complete. They are all back in the box that is lit up, united with the beast, forever enslaved, where they own nothing, not even their souls. Their temples are now intertwined like the Olympic rings, forever connected in singularity with the beast. Remember, at the very beginning when the girl was looking in the crystal ball, the host states this is where we look into the future. This is the grim outlook for humanity, particularly for those who have taken the gene-altering potion. With the correct frequency, the pineal gland becomes susceptible, opening itself to every foul spirit. In this state, it transforms into a prison, a cage for every unclean and hateful bird, just as it has been written.
And he cried mightily, with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen and is become the habitation of devils, and hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
So what proceeds is the unveiling of a demonic globalist endgame. A future humanity totally stripped of ownership, enslaved into a world where one will own nothing. Not even their souls, for they will be intertwined with the very consciousness of Lucifer. This is the new spiritual beginning. The awakening. The enlightenment. The new growth. The new light. The higher consciousness. The golden age. The age of Aquarius. Where they will be, free from Aluam. This is right here, in the very temple of Aluam. Looky here, see the portals open through CERN. All interlocking together, signifying universal unity controlled by one spiritual entity, Lucifer. This is insane. All right here in our faces. See the three men with big heads. Remember seeing the three big heads at the Gotthard tunnel opening a few years back? To the occultist, big heads are used metaphorically as divinity, seen as the seat of the soul, where one has direct access to the underworld through the pineal gland. A big head represents the sixth chakra, also known as the third eye, being open, having a higher consciousness, receiving enlightenment. Alien heads, cone heads, fallen messengers, hybrid creatures, I think you all know where this is going.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Andy? The eyes.
See the portal here? There is much more going on here than games. What you are seeing is a satanic ritual. They all are active participants as they enter into the accursed altar. See, to the occultist, rings symbolize power connecting one to the supernatural realm. Rings also are talismans for magical purposes, channeling spiritual entities and bring spiritual transformation. Here we see through the two portals the physical and spiritual realms connecting. The veil being broken where the physical and spiritual meet, creating the union with the snake. Ever heard of the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, also known as LBRP? It is a ceremonial magic ritual from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. To the practitioners, this ritual will clear negative energy, protect the practitioner, and center the mind. It involves tracing flaming pentagrams, vibrating divine names, and invoking archangels for protection, serving as a daily practice for energetic hygiene or to prepare for further occult work. This is a ritual that goes much deeper than what your eyes are seeing. Lastly, never in the history of the Olympics has there been a dual cauldron until now. The 2026 Olympic cauldron was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's knots. What many have overlooked is that these knots are interconnected and entangled together that are visually like the twisted coiled double helix. See, Leonardo's knot designs are under the branch of mathematics called topology. These sacred geometric knots are very complex mathematical patterns. I do not want you to miss the following. Caroline Cacciardi, a researcher, believed that he was a mathematical genius. She believes that these knots served as a signature, that these patterns were found in many of his sketches, like the fourth knot. The G4 knot or fourth knot refers to a specific, intricate interlaced design that Leonardo da Vinci explored. Now scientists are finding genetic material throughout da Vinci's drawings to that of how DNA folds. But look at this. Pug Nipshire, a group leader at the Hubrecht Institute, had this to say. Not all DNA looks like the familiar twisted ladder. Sometimes, parts of our genetic code fold into unusual shapes. One such structure, the G, quadruplex G4, looks like a knot. These knots can play important roles in turning genes on or off. Wow! Unbelievable! Here, our DNA can fold into unusual shapes, namely the G, for that looks like knot. The article continues to state that G4s are double-edged swords. While they help with gene regulation, if they are not untangled in time, they may cause mutations, disrupt gene expression, and even lead to cancer or early aging. Do you understand that? G4s are like double-edged swords which cause gene mutations. Folks, since 2020 we have seen a rise in turbo cancers, and so many people that took the snakebite has seemed to age 5, 10, even 20 years overnight. So, DNA can be likened to a knot, that if not untangled at the right time, the DNA can have gene mutations. There should be no doubt in your mind why the dual cauldron was inspired after Leonardo da Vinci's knots. In witchcraft, the cauldron is used for various reasons. Mainly used as a vessel to hold ingredients with the intentions to bring about the magic, or to create the potions and to cast the spells. The cauldron is where profound transformation can occur in the physical and in the spirit. The cauldron holds offerings to the deities and spirits being invoked. The cauldron is a portal and an inverted altar to the underworld connecting the living to the dead. The cauldron is symbolic of the womb where rebirth and transformation occur. Exactly. Just like in Welsh lore, the cauldron of rebirth brings forth new life or potential from the old. Do you get it? If not, here we go. Let's break this down. The cauldron here represents the womb, or better explained as the matrix. Add the right ingredients, such as a gene-altering potion. Send a special messenger to deliver the elixir to target certain genes, and then boom. Transform the old into a new form. The creation of a new species, moving from a double helix to that of a trihelix, all through the snake bite. New life formed from the old you all. Having a dual cauldron is thought to amplify the magic, the spell, the transformation, the new creation, the rebirth, and the chaos. As the ritual came to an end, we could see the red and blue throughout the entire ritual. Even at the lighting of the inverted satanic pentagram, the entire thing is blue. This represents the transformation that has occurred right at the cellular level. When lit, the host has now been infected with the serpent spirit. If you look closer, you can see the DNA. Mass hypnosis is occurring on a global scale. Once the veil is lifted, the true nature of these events is revealed, not as simple entertainment, but as satanic rituals. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. You are now an outsider, where ignorance is no longer bliss. Clearly, the 2026 Olympic ceremony was full of revelation of the method with all sorts of occult, satanic, and alchemical symbolism. Many gave their consent, unwitting participation in the ritual. What really occurred here was the world coming into an unholy union with the Kundalini, serpent spirit. Dikimish Hochzeit is chemical wedding. It is symbolic for the union of opposites. Masculine and feminine. Sun and moon. And as we see here, the spirit and physical. The gold fire represents the spiritual transformation that has occurred. This was a wedding you all. The great whore coming into a covenant with Satan. This echoes the events in the Garden of Eden where consuming the forbidden fruit led to the union with the serpent spirit and the enlightenment associated with Lucifer. If you watched the Olympics opening ceremony, regardless if you gave your conscious consent, you still participated in the ritual. I beseech you to renounce, repent, and cast down and out all demonic spirits. Through Messiah, Yahushua, these spells and strongholds can be broken. I am thus reminded.
Hear, you deaf, and look, you blind, and see. You see much, but do not guard. Ears are open, but do not hear. But this is a people robbed and plundered. All of them are snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses. They that have become a prey.
I don't know, my beloved, are you seeing? Are you hearing? Or are you going to remain blinded, as outlined in the previous verses in Yeshayahu, chapter 42? May you each be Baruch with the gift of discernment. I love you all very much. Be Baruch.